tonight. President of Haiti, Jovenel Moise, was assassinated at his home this morning. The family of Pedro Renardo Pierce, whose body turned up at a funeral home in a state of decomposition after he was fatally shot by the police, is seeking answers from the government.
And I feel very, I don't know how I really feel right now, because for a human being, he's not an animal, he's a human being.
Still tonight, at the sitting of the House of Representatives, Prime Minister Andrew Holness urged the MPs to complete the activities in their constituencies for the first phase of the mitigation program for the hurricane season.
I wish to urge members of this House to move quickly in assisting the NWA in having the first phase of our mitigation program completed.
And 2 parliamentarians and 6 public officials have been referred for prosecution for allegedly providing false information to the Integrity Commission in their statutory declarations. Good evening. Jamaica has recorded 52 new cases of COVID-19 and 5 additional deaths from the virus within the last 24 hours. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the latest fatalities are 3 females from the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Catherine, and 2 males from Kingston and St. Andrew and Westmoreland. This takes the country's death toll now to 1,101. Meanwhile, the new cases consist of 29 females and 23 males, ranging in age from 2 to 86 years. This takes the total confirmed coronavirus cases on the island since the outbreak to 50,456. The new cases were recorded as follows. Kingston and St. Andrew recorded 15 cases. St. Anne and Westmoreland recorded 9 cases each. St. Catherine recorded 6 cases. Manchester recorded 4 cases. St. Elizabeth, 3 cases, while Trelawney, St. Thomas, and Hanover recorded 2 cases each. Meanwhile, a total of 1,065 persons recovered from the virus in the last 24 hours, taking the total of recoveries to 34,764. There are 14,228 active cases of the virus on the island. Still tonight, President of Haiti, Jovenel Moise, was assassinated at his home this morning by a group of armed men. His wife, First Lady Martine Moise, is also dead. She was injured during the assassination of her husband. She was hospitalized and later succumbed to her injuries. Jovenel Moise had been in power since February 2017 after his predecessor, Michel Martelly, stepped down. During his presidency, Mr. Moise faced accusations of corruption and was challenged by waves of often violent anti-government protests. There were also widespread protests in the capital and other cities earlier this year as persons demanded his resignation. As the region expresses shock and sadness over the assassination of Haiti's president, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said, quote, "This morning, the world awoke to the shocking and tragic news of the assassination of Haiti's president, His Excellency Jovenel Moise. I have met and spoken with President Moise many times, and in all my interactions with him, particularly within the context of CARICOM, I found him to be a man committed to seeing Haiti take her place in the world. This heinous act is a stain on Haiti and a sorrowful time for the region. May God be a special covering over his family and over the people of Haiti during this dark time in the nation's history." End quote. Opposition leader Mark Golding also responded to the death of the Haitian president. Mr. Golding said, quote, "The assassination of Haiti's president, Jovenel Moise, and his wife, First Lady Martine Moise, has shocked the world. The invasion of their private home amplifies the brutality of the act. We condemn this heinous crime and express solidarity with the people of Haiti in this most challenging time." End quotes. In other news tonight, the family of Pedro Renardo PEARCE, a 41-year-old man from Hanover whose body turned up at a funeral home in a state of decomposition after he was fatally shot by the police, is seeking answers from the government. PEARCE was fatally shot at his home in Orange Bay on May 27 after he allegedly attacked police officers with a machete. The lawman had gone to warn him over an incident where he allegedly used a stone to break the window of a motor vehicle in his community. He was transported to the Noel Holmes Hospital in Lucy, Hanover, where he was pronounced dead, and the body, viewed by investigators attached to the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM. It is alleged that following the investigations by INDECOM and the police, PEARCE's body was placed in a body bag and left unattended for 2 days near the hospital's morgue. The body was discovered on May 29 after a hospital employee reportedly smelled a foul odor and stumbled on PEARCE's decomposed body. In speaking with Mello TV yesterday, Pedro's sister, Margalie Pierce, said she went to witness her brother's post-mortem when she was told that his body was decomposed.
When I came here this morning, I was told that if anyone had informed me about my brother's body, that it been decomposed. I said no, I didn't get any call. I don't get response from anyone, no call, no one contact us, nor none of my family. So it's just this morning I came here, and I'm getting the shock news that my brother's body being decomposed. I feel very bad about it because from the beginning, my brother get killed. We don't know under what issue. No one didn't tell us anything. No one no contact the family. They just get killed. My brother just get killed and move. I feel really bad about it because I know government people are here to serve and protect. And I didn't know that they would really treat my brother this way that he's been treated, because he's not a criminal, he's not a thief, he's well grown up in Orange Bay. That's where all of us born and grow. So I didn't expect my brother to get this kind of treatment.
Ms. Pierce also stated that she is seeking justice from the government for the killing and treatment of her brother.
I want justice. I want justice for my brother. I want to find out from the scratch what really happened, what caused his death, because all know, no one did know what really caused his death for the police to shoot him. No one know nothing upward until this time. And it's very embarrassing that you come to the funeral home now to get things arranged, to get some form of arrangement to bury my brother. And this is what I come into. Right now my heart is pumping out, and I feel very, I don't know how I really feel right now, because for a human being, he's not an animal, he's a human being. You understand me? And I want justice for my brother, don't care what happened. And I want somebody to come forward to the family. And I expect the best out of it from my brother, Pedro Renardo PEARCE, born and grown in Orange Bay.
We go now to news from St. Elizabeth, where 2 men were fatally shot at a bar in Elim District yesterday. The victims have been identified as 30-year-old Denworth Teep and 33-year-old Fabian Medley, both of Elim District in the parish. According to information provided by a representative of the police's Corporate Communications Unit, CCU, at approximately 10:30 p.m., Teep, Medley, and 2 other men were patrons at a bar when they were pounced upon by armed men traveling in a Toyota Voxy motor vehicle. The gunmen opened fire, hitting the 4 individuals. The police were alerted, and all 4 men were taken to the hospital, where Teep and Medley were pronounced dead. The other men were admitted for treatment. Investigations are ongoing. Still making the news tonight, detectives attached to the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, CISOCA, arrested and charged a 50-year-old man from St. Catherine with rape, indecent assault, and sexual touching of a child following an incident in Portmore, St. Catherine. Reports coming into our news center tonight are that between 2020 and 2021, the accused man, who is the stepfather of an 8-year-old child, sexually assaulted her on several occasions. The matter was reported to the police and the man arrested and charged. His court date is being finalized. Continuing with the news tonight. At the sitting of the House of Representatives yesterday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness urged the members of Parliament to complete the activities in their constituencies for the first phase of the mitigation program for the hurricane season.
I wish to urge members of this House to move quickly in assisting the NWA in having the first phase of our mitigation program completed. The government has made $100 million available for this purpose. I am aware that the program has been completed in some constituencies, but there are others which are lagging. I want to urge us all to have these activities completed within the next 21 days so that we will be in a better position for the rest of the season. Regarding the cost to clear and clean roadways and drains of silt and debris, the preliminary cost has been put at 443 million Jamaican dollars. Another 360 million will be required to make affected corridors accessible. We are therefore looking at a total cost of approximately $803 million. Madam Speaker, these costs are based on equipment time, using standard rates and materials for filling washed out areas. These costs cover road maintenance, drain cleaning, creating access and patching. No cost for rehabilitation and other permanent repairs are included.
Still in Parliament, Member of Parliament of Manchester Northwestern, Michael Phillips, said $100 million is not enough to do the proper mitigation of a constituency in preparation for the hurricane season.
I have been saying to you, Prime Minister, that even though we know times are hard, I don't know if you sleep well at night knowing that we have not done the proper mitigation. But when I get $1 million from Northwest Manchester, I don't sleep well at night because of the size of my constituency, knowing well that, and I tell you, all rural MPs over on that side too know what I'm speaking of. But I can only clean only a few major drains in Northwest Manchester with $1 million.
He alluded that more money must be spent on phase 1 of the mitigation program.
But it is a fact that you're spending $100 million. This currently, as you said, phase 1 of phase 1. But I've always said that when phase 2 is implemented, it's generally at the end of the hurricane season. And mitigation is supposed to be done so that we mitigate, we prevent the floodings taking place. But as the National Works Agency said at one of our committee's meetings, and it was published in one of our dailies, is that we tend to spend less at the beginning of the hurricane season and spend 7 times more trying to clean up and to bring back to normalcy the damage that has been done.
In other news tonight, the National Works Agency, NWA, is advising that effective today, the Dunbars River to Chantilly roadway in Westmoreland will be closed to vehicular traffic. This road closure will remain in effect for 2 days between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily. Community Relations Officer at the NWA's Western Region, Janelle Ricketts, says the roadway is being closed to facilitate remedial works. During the period of closure, motorists may use the alternate route via Chantilly and Mailers Avenue. Ms. Ricketts further stated that the works involve repairs to the base formation and asphaltic concrete overlay. The Dunbars River to Chantilly roadway is being repaired through a $27 million contract. Motorists are being advised to obey the posted warning signs and instructions of flag persons. And those are some of the stories making news tonight. We will return with other stories, as 2 parliamentarians and 6 public officials have been referred for prosecution for allegedly providing false information to the Integrity Commission in their statutory declarations. And Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton is calling on Jamaicans to monitor and destroy mosquito breeding sites in and around their homes, as the dengue fever remains a threat. But first, we'll go to a break and then join Christopher Scott with the latest in sports.